My name is Joshua Heim, and I am the founder and creator of Potterworks. I learned how to do pottery when I was in high school. I was always artsy growing up, drawing and painting, comic books, all that sort of thing. And then I got introduced to slabs of clay, and then my art teacher showed us how to do pottery on the wheel. Now I still sucked at doing it, so it's not like I was phenomenal right off the bat, but I really enjoyed having my hands in the clay and getting dirty. And then got to be introduced to a handful of potters where I'm from in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and fell in love with their whole lifestyle. Just running your own clay studio, making work by hand, being very entrepreneurial, all those things. And so went to school for clay, and which is a real thing. You can get a degree in mud. It's very expensive. But that's what I chose to do. I went to Taylor University here in Indiana and majored in ceramics. So my degree is in art with a focus in ceramics. And then after graduation, I went back to Lancaster, Pennsylvania and studied under those same potters and was an intern for them for 3.5 years, which is just fancy talk for I mixed clay, mopped the floors, loaded the kilns, unloaded the kilns, did all the really sucky work. But on the flip side of it, I got to go to wholesale shows and learn how to do the business side of pottery as well. Started doing craft shows and didn't really like it. And that's when the potter, Kevin, introduced me to teaching classes. I fell in love with teaching people about clay and the passion behind ceramics. So I got to get to know people one-on-one basis and then teach them how to make pottery on the wheel mostly. And that was the spark, that did it for me. Then my wife and I moved to Indianapolis, where I worked for the American Art Clay Company for a couple years in their special projects department, and then also ran a pottery studio in Beech Grove called Beech Grove Clayworks, and did that for 5 years. Again, continuing teaching people how to make pottery on the wheel and doing adult classes and then clay camps over the summers. But still doing all of the normal studio things that comes with that. And then one day I get this email from this guy named Jason who wanted to open a brewery called Books and Brews. And that was about 6 years ago. And it started out at about 30 mugs a month. And now with about 10 locations, I'm up to making about 200 to 300 mugs a month for them. And it's a lot of fun. Now I own my own studio, so I gotta pay all the bills, which is a lot more sucky than what it used to be. But same thing, I teach classes, so we're a class-based clay studio. We do 6-week classes for adults, clay camps for kids over the summer, and then I also do what we call Play and Clay, which is a 2-hour version where you and a group of friends can come and I teach everybody how to make a bowl on the wheel, or we make a coffee mug using slabs of clay. And we do about 10 or 12 of those a month. Everybody really wants to have that experience. Pottery is one of those cool things that everybody kind of wants to check it off their bucket list. I don't really have many people go, you know, that's kind of a really dumb job. When I tell them I make custom pottery and teach clay classes, everybody thinks that's pretty cool. And I like it too. I'm my own boss. I'm the president, CEO, but also the janitor and floor mopper and all that sort of thing. So I do wear a lot of hats. Yeah, and we're in our, 4th year of running the studio. And my wife and I also co-own a flower shop and greenhouse. And we bought that 5 years ago. So we're on social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under the name of the studio, JH Potterworks. I'm the JH. And then our flower shop is also on Instagram and Facebook as Gebhart's Floral Barn and Greenhouse. We have a website as well. The website for the studio is JH Potteryworks, and we talk about the classes and the clay camps and what else, books and brews and the playing clays, and then our flower shop is gebhartsfloralbarn.com.